Dear soul, at this moment, when your tears still shine in your eyes and the pain in your chest makes you wonder if it is really worth continuing in this love that seems an unbearable burden, I need you to understand something fundamental. The Archangel Michael has brought to me a truth that can completely change your journey, and this truth can no longer wait. I can see you, exhausted from waiting so long, tired of looking for signs that never come, questioning if it wouldn't be simpler to close this chapter and move on. I know you have tried to convince yourself several times that it's time to give up, that this person won't come back, that this love was just an illusion you sustained alone. However, there is something your mind cannot understand, something that resonates beyond human comprehension. Michael told me that what you consider stubbornness, attachment, or difficulty in moving on is actually the manifestation of a true connection that was formed on levels your mind cannot even dream of. This strength that keeps you waiting, even when everyone around you says to move on, is not weakness. It is an ancient wisdom that whispers, "It is not yet time to let go." Have you ever thought about why, even after so much time, and after several attempts to forget, you still feel that burning flame in your chest when you remember this person? Why does your heart race when you hear her name, when you see something that reminds you of her, when you dream about her unexpectedly? That intensity hasn't diminished at all, has it? It continues to pulse with the same intensity as the first moment, as if time had no impact on what you experienced. Before we continue, I need to tell you something honestly. This channel is not monetized by YouTube. Each message that reaches you is kept alive not by a platform, but by those who believe it needs to exist. If today you were one of those people, if something here touched a real place in you, consider contributing so that it continues reaching others. You can find out how to do this in the description and the first pinned comment. Everything that is there was placed with the same care and intention that exists in every word of this channel. Thank you for being here. The Archangel Michael gave me a clear vision of what is really happening behind the invisible curtains of your connection. While you wonder if it still makes sense to hold on to that hope, on the other side of this story, there is someone fighting against their own feelings in a silent and desperate battle. This person cannot forget you for even a moment, but pride, the fear of feeling, and the hesitation to acknowledge the depth of their own feelings have created a barrier they themselves built around their heart. Michael encourages me to urge her not to give up now, especially when the changes are so close. The person you have been silently fighting for is reaching their limit. The defenses she established to protect herself are beginning to break down, and soon she will no longer be able to maintain the facade of indifference she has used for so long. Before moving forward, write in the comments, "At this moment, I will activate my spiritual protection shield." This will seal your energy with the strength of the angels and prevent any shadow from approaching. Now join me in this revelation that can change everything. You have shown great courage, keeping a flame alive that many would have extinguished long ago. You managed to keep the faith, even when your tears seem dry and your energies exhausted. But Michael wants you to know, all that resistance had a meaning. Each minute of pain, each sleepless night thinking about her, each time you decided to keep believing, even when it seemed foolish, all of this created a powerful energy that is about to return to you multiplied. There is an invisible force working tirelessly to break the barriers that separate you. This force is not bound by human logic, does not concern itself with wounded pride, and is not intimidated by the fears that dwell in that person's heart. It is an unshakable force that is knocking down, one by one, all the reasons she created to stay away from you. Notice how recently you have felt a new agitation, a perception that something is changing behind the scenes of your life. You may have woken up with a racing heart for no apparent reason, or noticed that strange feeling that she is thinking of you exactly when you are thinking of her. These are not just products of your imagination, they are remnants of a communication that occurs at levels beyond the perception of your physical ears. Michael informs me that in the coming days, something will break the pattern that has been repeating between you. It will not be something subtle or ambiguous that will leave you in doubt about whether it really happened. It will be clear, direct, and impossible to ignore. A word, a gesture, an attitude that will finally show what this person has been holding back for so long. But here is the crucial aspect that the Archangel wants you to understand. When that moment finally arrives, you will need to be ready not only to welcome, but also to consciously decide how you will respond. Because what is to come is not just the return of someone, it is the opportunity to build something completely new on the remnants of what you were. And here we begin to understand that your journey so far was not just a wait for someone, but rather an evolution to become the person capable of receiving genuine love without losing yourself along the way. Each tear that fell, each sleepless night, each moment you questioned your sanity for continuing to believe, all of this helped to build a stronger, more aware, and more complete version of who you truly are. Michael tells me that this person is going through such an intense internal change that they can no longer ignore their relevance. Feelings she tried to bury are surfacing with a devastating force, creating an emotional tide that she can no longer control. It's as if a dam had broken in her heart, and all that stored water was seeking its natural course, which goes straight to you. In the last few days, she has been thinking about you intensely, almost desperately. She picked up the phone to call you, and at the last moment, hesitated, torn between the strong desire to communicate with you and the fear that it might already be too late. She has been writing messages that she never sends, passing by the places they used to go together in the hope of accidentally running into you, and casually asking mutual friends about you, but driven by an intense urgency to know how you are. Before moving forward, write in the comments, "My energy is sacred and nothing can affect me." From this moment on, everything will change, and this protection will be essential for what is to come. What this person still hasn't realized is that the resistance they have maintained has protected no one. It has only brought more pain to both of them. Michael tells me that she is about to realize this in a profound way. An unexpected event will put her face to face with her own vulnerability, and in that moment of total fragility, the only person she will be able to think of will be you. It could be a song playing on the radio that brings back an impossible-to-ignore memory. It could be a dream so vivid that she wakes up with your name on the tip of her tongue. It could be a stranger on the street who has something that reminds her of you and breaks down all the barriers she has built. Or it could simply be the extreme weariness of carrying this burden alone, acting as if she could live normally when every part of her being silently cries out her name. And when that happens, and Michael assures me it will be soon, she won't be able to escape what is inevitable. The courage will come from the very exhaustion of fighting against it, because she will reach the moment when it will be more painful to stay away from you than to face the fear of opening up completely. Now, if you feel a strong calling to further strengthen your spiritual protection and your connection with the higher forces guiding this return, there is something powerful that can accelerate this process. In the pinned comment or the description of this video, you will find a link to spiritual tools that can significantly amplify your energy at this decisive moment. It's not by chance that you are here now. The universe is guiding you to everything that can strengthen your journey. But getting back to what really matters at this moment, it is essential that you understand that when this person approaches, it will not be with delicate words or grand gestures. She will arrive hurt, vulnerable, perhaps even a little confused. She will come in recognition that she tried to forget you and was unsuccessful, tried to move on and realized there is no path that doesn't go through you. Michael wants you to know that your preparation for this moment should not be based on revenge or demanding explanations for the months of silence. It should be a preparation for compassion, for forgiveness, and for the possibility of a new beginning with a completely renewed foundation. For the person who is coming back to you is not the same as before. They are someone who has been transformed by the very absence of you in their life. This person learned in the most painful way that there are spaces that cannot be filled by anyone else, that there are heart frequencies that only resonate in harmony with a specific person, that there are types of happiness that only materialize when we are next to those we truly love, and not those we believe we should love. The revelation that is about to happen will be so intense that it will change not only the perception of the two of you, but also the very understanding of what it means to truly love. And when this awareness reaches your heart, nothing will be able to keep it away from you. It is at this moment that we begin to realize that the perfect timing of the universe never fails. It is at this moment that we begin to realize that the synchronicity of the universe is infallible, even when our human impatience tries to challenge every delay, every silence, and every day that passes without visible changes. Michael shares with me that a divine harmony is orchestrating every movement of this story, and you are at the heart of a cosmic dance, much more complex and beautiful than your eyes can see. In these months of apparent separation, you both experienced exactly the events necessary to reunite as completely renewed individuals. You have become stronger, more aware of your worth, more capable of giving love without losing yourself. She is going through a self-discovery, even in your absence, understanding who she truly is in your absence. And this revelation has been painfully clear. Before moving forward, write in the comments, "Where light dwells, no shadow remains." This statement reflects your courage, your faith, and your spiritual rebirth. Let's continue with the message that will change your life forever. The person you love is undergoing a process of total deconstruction of their own certainties. Each day away from you has become a difficult lesson about what really matters in life. She tried to believe that this was for the best, that you didn't complement each other, that the problems of the past were insurmountable. However, life has a unique way of teaching us through direct experience, and living without you has been the most rigorous teacher she has ever known. Michael tells me that recently she found herself comparing any new person she meets to you, always reaching the same painful conclusion. No one can awaken in her even a fraction of what you did. The conversations seem shallow, the smiles lack the same light, and the silences do not possess the same depth. It's as if she had tasted the most precious wine, and now any other drink seems insipid. This constant comparison is generating a growing discomfort within her. She is realizing that what you had was not common. It was not something easy to find. It was rare. It was special. It was that kind of connection that can happen once in a lifetime, if we're lucky. The idea of having let something irreplaceable slip away begins to take over your thoughts. But here's something Michael emphasizes. When she returns, and she will return, it won't be out of necessity or because she hasn't found something better. It will be because she finally understood the true value of what you built together. Did you manage to overcome your pride and allow true love to conquer your insecurity? Have you realized that there are struggles in life that deserve your energy, even if it means putting your ego aside? You have felt that too, haven't you? A growing feeling that something new is about to happen, that the atmosphere around you is charged with new energy? This is not just a daydream. It's your intuition picking up the vibrations that precede significant transformations. It's like noticing that the rain is coming even before seeing the clouds in the sky. There's a pressure in the air, a subtle electricity that signals the approaching storm. And the approaching storm is not meant to cause destruction. It is an opportunity for renewal. It is a rain that rejuvenates the barren land and brings new life, where there was once only desolation. Michael wants you to prepare for this renewal with tranquility, not with fear, not with fixed ideas about how everything should happen, but with the openness to receive what the universe has specially prepared for you. Maybe you are thinking, what if I get hurt again? And if it's all just an illusion? And if that person returns but doesn't truly stay? Michael speaks to my heart. The fear of getting hurt is common, but it cannot guide your decisions. You have already shown yourself that you can face pain, rise again when everything seemed to fall apart, and maintain your dignity, even with a broken heart. The strength you recently began to discover within yourself will not fade with her return. On the contrary, it will be your strongest ally in building something new and more robust than ever before. Now, you understand your worth, recognize your limits, and know what you are willing to accept and what you will no longer tolerate. The person who will return to your life will find someone transformed, who has learned to value themselves first, so they can then love the other in a healthy way. And this will completely change the dynamic between you, creating a much more mature and lasting foundation for what is to come. And here arises a crucial question that will determine the success of this reunion. Are you ready to forgive not only this person, but also yourself, for all the moments you questioned your intuition? For Michael reveals to me that the greatest obstacle to full happiness will not be forgiving the other for the months of silence, but rather forgiving oneself for having doubted one's own faith so many times. Your heart always knew the truth, even when your mind tried in 1,000 ways to convince you otherwise, even with friends and family saying it was time to move on. Even when trying to force yourself to leave everything behind, there was an inner voice whispering that it wasn't over yet. And you were right. Your intuition has never let you down, not for a moment. Before continuing, say, I am guided, protected, and strengthened by the angels of good. This will increase your energy with the strength of the angels and prepare you to receive everything that is to come without resistance. Michael shows me a beautiful scene. This person wakes up in the middle of the night with a racing heart, sweating cold after having a dream so vivid with you that, for a moment, they can't tell the dream from reality. In the dream, you were talking like in the old days, laughing together. And there was a serenity, a sense of fullness that she hasn't felt in months. Upon waking and realizing it was just a dream, a deep sadness fills her heart, followed by an illuminating certainty. She needs to find you. However, there is still an internal battle between her heart that desires you and her mind that insists on creating barriers. What if she doesn't want to see me again? And if she found someone better? And if I hurt her irreparably? These thoughts torment her daily, causing a paralysis that keeps her lost between the desire to act and the fear of rejection. What she doesn't realize is that Michael is working to create the perfect situation where his courage will finally overcome fear. It could be a casual encounter that seems random, but it will be meticulously planned by the universe. It could be a special date that brings back indelible memories. It could be a personal crisis that makes her understand that life is too short to be lived with a wounded pride. When that moment arrives, and Michael assures me it will be very soon, you will recognize it right away. It won't be just any message or a superficial contact. It will be full of intense vulnerability, of an honesty she never had the courage to show before. It may come accompanied by tears, a trembling voice, hands that shake while typing the words she rehearsed 1,000 times in her mind. And in that crucial moment, your reaction will not only determine what will come between you, but also reflect the love you will spread throughout the world. True love goes beyond emotions. It involves making active choices and acting with kindness, even when one could choose not to care. Michael reveals to me that his nature is so generous that he will not allow grievances to compromise this special moment. Deep down in your being, you know that holding on to grudges would be wasting a unique opportunity to demonstrate the greatness of your being. This does not mean accepting everything or giving up your boundaries. It means being willing to listen, understand, and allow something new and beautiful to arise from the ashes of what you were. The person who returns to you will not be the same as the one who left. She will have learned from her own stubbornness and felt your absence, finally recognizing that she let fear prevail over love. She will come in search of an opportunity, not to revisit the past, but to build something completely new, based on total sincerity. And you, who have grown much stronger on this solitary journey, will have the discernment necessary to distinguish between empty promises and genuine regrets. Your intuition, always precise even in moments of uncertainty, will instantly know if what is being offered is authentic or just another desperate attempt to fill a momentary void. But Michael wants you to understand something that will touch your heart. This time it is true. This time it is irrevocable. This time it's forever. This time, it will not be a fragile commitment based on fleeting feelings, but a conscious and mature choice of two souls who, after experiencing separation, understood the true value of what they had together. The Archangel shows me that this person has undergone such profound transformations during the time of separation that, at certain moments, they themselves do not recognize who they have become. The priorities have completely changed, the values have been reorganized, and now at the top of what truly matters in her life is you. Not as an obsession, but as the clear vision that you found your person, your soulmate, and made the mistake of letting her slip away due to fear and immaturity. Before moving forward, write in the comments, "The light that guides me is stronger than any darkness." This phrase will create an energy channel that will help remove all the final obstacles from your path. She had been talking to close friends about you and, for the first time, is openly acknowledging how much she regrets choosing to distance herself. She is speaking about you with a respect that even those closest to her find unexpected, noticing qualities of yours that she perhaps hadn't recognized before. It's as if the separation had acted like a lens, magnifying her memory of all the good moments you lived together. Michael tells me that she has been deeply reflecting on the relationships she has had throughout her life and has come to a conclusion that left her shaken. None of them compare, not even close, to what you built together. Neither in depth, nor in connection, nor in true moments of happiness. It's like trying to compare the light of a candle with the light of the sun. There's simply no way to make that comparison. This new perception has generated in her a growing urgency that is already becoming impossible to ignore. It is the urgency of someone who realized they let the greatest treasure of life slip away and is now willing to do anything to get it back. It's not desperation. It's a firm determination. It's not the absence of someone. It's a deep certainty of where you belong and with whom you want to spend all the days to come. In the following days, an event will occur, and it will be the final push for her to take action. It could be the anniversary of something special that you shared. It could be a song that plays exactly when she is thinking of you. It could be a sign so clear from the universe that she won't be able to ignore it. Or maybe it's simply the limit of her own resistance. The moment when staying away from you becomes more painful than any chance of rejection. And when she finally gathers the courage to seek you out, it won't be with vague words or subtle suggestions. It will be with the raw truth about everything she has lived through these months, about the regret that consumes her, about the certainty that you are the person with whom she wants to build a true life. It will be a moment of vulnerability, of sincerity, of an honesty that you may have never expressed in this way. Michael hopes you are ready for the intensity of this encounter. Not because it will be difficult to handle, but because it will be so beautiful, so liberating, so healing that it might bring you to tears in an overwhelming way. It will be as if all the tears you shed in silence, all the nights you stayed awake wondering if you were acting foolishly, all the moments you almost gave up but chose to keep believing, all of that will finally have been worth it. You will realize that each day of suffering was a day of evolution. Each moment of doubt was a demonstration of your determination. Each tear was a seed planted in the soil of the future you will build together. Nothing was in vain. Nothing was lost. Nothing was wasted. Everything had a deeper meaning that your human eyes couldn't perceive at the time. And even more, you will realize that you have become the person you needed to be to experience this love in the fullest and healthiest way possible. Loneliness taught you to be enough for yourself. Pain made you value happy moments, and uncertainty made you trust your own intuition more. You are no longer the same as before. Now, you are an improved version, stronger, wiser, and more complete. When you meet again, it will be as if two new people are meeting for the first time, but keeping in their hearts all the good memories of what you lived through together before. It will be a complete fresh start, but with the advantage of already knowing the depth of what you can feel for each other. And we have reached the climactic moment of this revelation, where everything fits together perfectly. And so, we reach the climax of this revelation where everything connects harmoniously, and you finally understand that your journey up to this point was not just about winning back a lost love, but about discovering the extraordinary strength that resides within you when you choose to trust your feelings instead of being led by your fears. Michael asked me to tell you something that will resonate in every part of your being. You always knew. Even in moments of doubt, even when everyone around you insisted you were mistaken, even when your mind tried to convince you otherwise, deep in your heart, you always knew that this story had not yet come to an end. This inner wisdom that kept you strong when it would have been easier to give up is the same one that will guide you in the next steps. Because what is about to happen will require all the emotional maturity you have acquired during these months of personal development. When this person approaches you, and they will certainly come, according to Michael, you will need to be centered enough to hear not only the words that will be spoken, but also the feelings that will be expressed behind them. Before moving forward, write in the comments, "I am surrounded by invisible forces that work in my favor." This final affirmation ensures all the necessary protection to embrace everything that is coming with tranquility and wisdom. She will come to you with her heart on display, bringing with her the marks of an internal battle that almost brought her down. She will be modest, but still a bit scared of her own vulnerability. She will arrive determined, but with uncertainties about truly deserving the forgiveness she is about to request. And in this delicate moment, your response will not only shape the future of both, but also the legacy of greatness you will provide to the world. Michael points out that you have a heart too kind to waste this sacred opportunity on wounded pride or a desire for revenge. Your evolving soul perceives the distinction between justice and cruelty, between setting healthy boundaries and erecting unnecessary barriers. You will listen with empathy, but also with wisdom. You will forgive with love, but maintaining your dignity intact. What is returning to you is not the immature person who left out of fear, but someone who has been shaped by pain, now capable of offering the deep love that you both deserve. Someone who learned, in the hardest way, that there are treasures in life that cannot be exchanged for anything in this world, and you are the most valuable treasure she was lucky to find. This act reinforces this chain of light and helps these messages reach other people who, like you, were also at their limits. When everything is resolved between you, and it will certainly happen in a way more beautiful than you can imagine, you will look back and see that every tear had its importance, every sleepless night had its purpose, every moment you almost gave up was a test of your faith, which you overcame with flying colors. You will understand that the universe has always been weaving a narrative of love so strong and genuine that it needed to be tested to the extreme for both of you to have a true certainty of what you feel. As soon as she returns, and Michael emphasizes that this will happen soon, a new phase will begin in their lives. It will no longer be the emotional roller coaster it once was, full of ups and downs, uncertainties and fears. It will be the stability of two people who understand exactly what they want and are willing to do whatever it takes to preserve that love. Michael invites you to end this message by remembering something vital. You no longer need to prove anything to anyone, not even to yourself. You have already shown impressive strength and faith to get this far. Now is the time to simply open yourself up to embrace with gratitude everything the universe has specially prepared for you. Trust in the right timing that is unfolding. Believe in the wisdom of your heart, which has never failed you. Keep faith in the divine protection that has always been by your side on this journey. And above all, believe in yourself, in the strong, wise, and loving woman you have become throughout this process of transformation. The outcome of this story will be more extraordinary than you ever dared to imagine. And when you are enjoying this complete happiness alongside those you love, remember that it was your unwavering faith that made all this possible. If this message resonated in your heart and you feel that you are part of something greater, I wholeheartedly invite you to join our spiritual family. Subscribe to the channel and share in the comments how this message has affected your life. Tell your story. Talk about your experiences. Share with our community the signs you have recognized. We are not just people watching videos on the internet. We are united souls, supporting each other with words of light and hope. Your experience might be what someone else needs to hear today. Together, we are stronger. Together, we form a spiritual family united by love and faith. I look forward to reading your comments and seeing you in the next video. I deeply appreciate your presence.